What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, I want to talk about the future of Fortnite and a little bit of a concern I have. Now, this isn't something that is going to be like a massive, oh, this game's going downhill, it's garbage, or anything like that, but it is something I wanted to talk about because it's a concern that if it doesn't get patched out, ends up being a huge issue in the future, where there could be chances when you load into normal Battle Royale later down the line, you don't actually load into anything at all, and instead you end up in the void or a bug land. So what does all this relate to? Where does all this start? Well, it all starts with the V32.10 update we are currently in that added reload map rotations. We had two different maps that we actually rotated between: the original reload Venture map, which was codenamed OG, and the Oasis map, which was codenamed Oasis, which makes sense, that released recently. Venture was the original kind of like grassy green map, and Oasis is the, of course, deserty themed map, but both of those ended up in a map rotation where every 30 minutes it switches between the two different maps. However, when the update actually ended up releasing, within the first minute of the update being out, Epic Games ended up disabling the reload map rotation and permanently kind of locked people into playing on the Venture map, which is the old map for the time being. This was apparently due to some issues with UEFN, which is what Reload is actually based on, which is the UEFN codename and all that type of stuff. But because of UEFN having problems where they had to disable the map rotation, it also caused Reload to have problems. And with problems, it did. Because once this whole entire map rotation got disabled, everything seemed fine for like 30-ish minutes. You know, people were able to play on the Venture map. But when that map reload or map reset for Reload was actually supposed to happen and was supposed to go over to Oasis, it permanently broke the Reload map pool, and instead of putting people on Venture, instead of putting people on the actual Oasis map, it put every single person who launched Reload, even if they were playing in ranked mode, into the void. That's right, there was nothing there. There was no actual map at all. You had the vending machines still showing up, you know, the health mending ones or whatever else. Those were still there in the game. You could still technically get floor loot of weapons here and there, but there wasn't a map at all. Everybody was just basically floating on the air, and the only way to not have your character bug out with buggy movement was to quite literally go ahead and build. Meaning if you were playing zero build Reload at that time, you just kind of got screwed over. And while this issue did seem a little bit crazy at first, I didn't think it was really related to UEFN, because I kind of forgot the fact that Reload was actually made in UEFN until Epic Games came out to say, hey, while we're investigating all these issues, we have permanently disabled, well, not permanently, but we have temporarily disabled Reload in all modes, including ranked, zero build, unranked, all that type of stuff, and we'll tell you more once we've investigated and fixed the issues. But it was related to UEFN issues, which also caused all UEFN creative maps to have issues even queuing into them, right? So there was a lot of creative maps out there made in UEFN that you just couldn't even play for like a few hours due to all these issues going on with UEFN in general, and it just kind of became a little bit chaotic, especially right when the new update came out. Everyone was talking about how every single feature that was supposed to release in 32.10 appears to have been delayed. I mean, we had kicks delayed, we had reload map rotation getting delayed, we had stuff like doing jam track emotes in the lobby getting delayed, and much, much more. But the more concerning thing I want to talk about here, and the thing that I feel is more alarming to me, is if these issues are happening now, right? If these issues have happened a few times, basically, where you kind of just load into the void, you don't have a map at all, what does this mean for when Battle Royale is set to go into the UEFN codebase in 2025? Once Battle Royale switches over to UEFN, will we have these same issues, where one day creative just kind of bugs out, and then you go to launch into normal Battle Royale, and boom, all of a sudden you're in the Battle Royale void. You have the loot pool and everything, but you don't actually have Battle Royale itself, because that kind of just got yoinked while the servers were having issues specifically on the UEFN side of things. Hopefully, because of these issues happening early with Reload, they're able to actually fix this later down the line, but it could be a very alarming thing where in the future, a possible reality is us launching the game, deciding to play a little bit, and then seeing them say, due to an issue, Battle Royale in zero build has been temporarily disabled. And that's something I don't really want to see, right? Because, I mean, on one hand, it would be funny, right? On one hand, it'd be like, oh, wow, you know, the core game mode of Fortnite, the thing mainly a lot of people think of when they think of Fortnite, has been disabled temporarily, but at the same time, it's also like, do we really want that to become a reality? Even as much as it could be funny, do we want a moment where there could be like an hour or two after a new update or something, or maybe just in general, you know, a random day you log on after work or after school, and all of a sudden you can't even play Battle Royale or Zero Build or any other type of stuff, or even Reload, because they're all under the UEFN system, and UEFN as a whole ended up having issues. Now, of course, while all this was going on, other maps using UEFN, such as Fortnite Festival and even Rocket Racing, I do believe were completely fine, but it does mean that, considering the fact that Reload used a similar type of gameplay loop as Battle Royale, I wouldn't be surprised if Battle Royale ended up suffering the same fate as Reload did once they fully moved to UEFN, assuming these issues aren't fully fixed. But I wanted to make this video kind of talk about the situation, tell you guys what happened. If you were one of the people who actually wanted to play Reload and you saw that it was disabled for a little bit of time, of course it's been fixed now by the time this video comes out, and I wanted to also share a concern over what could end up happening later down the line once Battle Royale moves to UEFN in 2025. Now I still feel like even though Battle Royale will be moving to UEFN, I feel like they're still going to have their own customized tools that'll be a little bit more advanced than what UEFN can actually do for the normal player, so I feel like they'll have a little bit more control over what's going on with UEFN than the average, creative map maker does, but that really just waits to be seen over regarding how much Epic Games stands by their statement of every single mode basically going towards UEFN. Until next time, however, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video, like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and until next time, peace out.